Sukhothai was one of the capital cities of Thailand during the 13th and 14th centuries in Sukhothai province in north-central Thailand. Sukhothai, meaning dawn of happiness, was the cradle of civilization, where Thai art and architecture developed into what is known as the Sukhothai style, influenced by Khmer, Bagan, and Sinhalese styles. Characteristics for the Sukhothai style are the lotus bud stupa or chedi and statues of a walking Buddha, the clothing draped around the body. Sukhothai province is most famous for its historical city of Sukhothai, founded by King Sintaratit. The province's temples and monuments have been well restored, and the historic town of Sukhothai and associated historic towns of Sisatchanalai and Gampangphet were declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1991. Sukhothai Historical Park was classified as a historical heritage that attracts a lot of cultural tourists every year. Heritage tourism is defined as visits by persons from outside the host community, motivated by interest in historical, artistic, scientific, lifestyle, or cultural offerings of a community, region, group, or institution. The park contains historical ruins of Sukhothai. Sukhothai Historical Park ruins are one of Thailand's most impressive World Heritage Sites. The city's walls form a rectangle about 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles from east to west by 1.6 kilometers or about a mile from north to south. There are 193 ruins on 70 square kilometers or 24/7 square miles of land. There is a gate in the center of each wall. The park comprises the ruins of royal palaces, 26 Buddhist temples, the city gates, walls, moats, reservoir, and the water dike control system of ancient Sukhothai, with an additional 70 sites within a 5-kilometer radius. The ruins are divided into 5 zones: the central, northern, and western zones. The architecture of Sukhothai temples is most typified by the classic lotus bud chedi, featuring a conical spire topping a square-sided structure on a 3-tiered base. Some sites exhibit other rich architectural forms introduced and modified during the period, such as bell-shaped Sinhalese and double-tiered Sivichai chedi. The park is managed and maintained by the Fine Arts Department, Ministry of Culture of Thailand. The protection of the area was first announced in the Royal Gazette on the 6th of June 1962. The enabling law is the Act on Ancient Monuments, Antiques, Objects of Art, and National Museums of Buddhist Era 2504 or 1961, as amended by Act No. 2 in Buddhist Era 2533 or in 1992. UNESCO has declared the park a World Heritage Site in 1991. The park welcomes thousands of local and international visitors every year. Some of the most impressive ruins are inside and outside the city walls. A small electric train runs around the parks, but a bicycle is essential to fully appreciate everything. Electric buggies can also be hired to get around the park. To operate heritage tourism successfully is not an easy task. A destination with few strategies for conservation and preservation, but maximum business goals of exploiting its heritage would gradually lose its core archaeological values and cultural identity. On the contrary, those that focus on maximum efforts towards conservation are more likely to fail in business management. These economic, social, cultural, and environmental challenges require all related stakeholders to emphasize sustainable heritage tourism. To develop sustainable heritage tourism, the host community has been identified as a major key player. Without active participation and involvement from local communities, it would be difficult for heritage tourism managers to establish institutional structures and to distribute costs and benefits among stakeholder groups in a fair and equitable manner. UNESCO also emphasizes new paradigm for protected cultural sites, highlighting more inclusive approach to heritage management and community engagement.